Hey, hey, hey. Happy Thursday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Gaming Gang Dispatch is in the air. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host, here at the Gaming Gang Dispatch, brought to you by thegaminggang.com, which I happen to be the founder and editor-in-chief. This is your first time visiting. Welcome, kick back, put your feet up, make yourself at home. We are not performing rocket surgery around here. We're just kicking back, talking about the latest in tabletop gaming news. So we tend to chat about board games, role-playing games, card games, miniatures games. If it's going on your tabletop, we're probably chatting about it every once in a while. Like tonight, we'll talk a little PC gaming, and pop culture tends to rear its head from time to time. If you are somebody who watches all the time, if you are a constant viewer, thank you once again for deciding to waste some time with this knucklehead, this dum-dum. I don't know why it suddenly dum-dum became like a thing again. Especially, it must have been because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think that's what it is. Anyway, do you want to mention if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already, and if you do subscribe, ding that bell, because it'll not only let you know when the Dispatch streams live, Monday through Thursday nights, right here on YouTube. Also let you know when I upload other videos, such as today's interview with Dennis Datwiller. So we talk a little bit about Delta Green and Impossible Landscapes, which is actually the first Delta Green campaign adventure, which I thought that was kind of surprising. I did a little research and I was like, yeah, I guess it is. They've never done a big campaign before. Impossible Landscapes is the first one. And of course, don't forget, I have my review of Crystal Palace from Capstone Games. I know this has been out for a while, so it's a good game though, especially if you like meaty Euro games. I said meaty, not needy. Oh, please play me. Oh, are you done playing? Play me again. No, I don't mean that. I mean meaty. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Also, because this is a live stream, that means there is chat available. It is not on screen. It's one of the ways I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. But I do my best to pay attention to chat. So if you want to say howdy, or if you got a question, a comment, by all means, chime in. I will do my best to respond. So first one out the gate today, saying hello in chat, is a Grade A. Gary Clarkson is with us again. Clint Gibson is hanging out as well. So I said, yeah, thanks for wasting time with me in a Grade A. And chat's like, yep, they're wasting time. Of course, tonight is Thursday, February 11th, 2021. This is live stream number 620. Yikes. A few things I do want to mention before we jump on into the news is Monday here in the U.S. It's President's Day, so I will not have a stream. There will not be a stream on Monday. I will have some other videos popping up. I'll talk about those after the news, but no live stream, so only 3 shows next week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Of course, Sunday is Valentine's Day. I don't recall ever having President's Day be the day after Valentine's Day. It's kind of weird. So those of you out there who are going to be celebrating Valentine's Day, hope you have a great time. It is really the first Valentine's Day in the age of COVID, because last year in February, we weren't all locked down yet. Really, not everybody. So there is that. I'm single. I don't have anybody to give a Valentine to. I'm okay with that. It's all right. Be somebody else I could game with, though. That would be sweet. Anyway, here's hoping all of you are having a good Thursday night. Let's jump on into the news because I've got an eclectic mix tonight. Arriving this April from KOSMOS is a fresh Exit the Game. Here's the skinny on. Exit the Game. The Deserted Lighthouse. In Exit the Game, the Deserted Lighthouse, you must work to solve the riddles and reach the lighthouse's top to activate its beacon, saving the approaching ship before it smashes against the rocks and sinks to the bottom of the sea. Only this time it's different because there are riddles within riddles hidden within puzzles. I'm so confused. Like other exits before it, this game has no game board, but it also has no cards. Instead, in this new addition to the Exit series, there are 4 puzzles, which you will find during play and assemble one section at a time, one puzzle after another. Each puzzle creates an image that will show you what you need to do in the game, what you need to find, and what each room looks like. At the start of the game, all you have available to you are the puzzle bag pieces with a grayish blue back and no pattern, and the decoder disc. But there are also strange items to be found within the game that may be used to help solve the riddles found in each of the puzzles. Game ends when you've solved the last riddle and reactivated the lighthouse beacon to save the ship from sinking. This actually, interestingly enough, is going to have a difficulty level of 4 out of 5. Kind of wild. I would have thought it would have been a little lower, but it is a 4 out of 5. Exit the Game, The Deserted Lighthouse, is for 1 to 4 players. It's for as many players as you want it to be. Come on, let's be honest. Ages 12 and up, plays in 2 to 3 hours, and it's going to carry an MSRP of $24.95 when it arrives this April. Interesting. There's 2 Exit games. I think there's like 15 games that KOSMOS, Thames and KOSMOS, but it's KOSMOS games, have announced. And if I remember right, I think 7 or 8 of them are either Exit or adventure games, which are similar to Exit games. And there are some solid looking strategy games as well. So, do want to point out, I will probably not have a review of this because I had spoken with my contact over at KOSMOS. They're very cool. They're very nice. And I had mentioned that the Exit games, it's kind of weird trying to review it without giving anything away, especially when doing a video review. And you don't want to give spoilers out because then what would be the point of actually buying the game? Because the Exit games are, a one and done. You play it once and you're pretty much done. So me personally, when I check them out, when I play them, I don't cut anything out. I don't tear anything. If I need to do something, I'll go make a copy of it. So that way I can give the game to somebody else. So anyway, so it's this one and there's another one. They're both going to have puzzles. So I think the other one is going to arrive in May. There is a lot of KOSMOS news. So strap in. We will be seeing some KOSMOS news pieces on the Dispatch probably every episode for a while. But also good news, we should be seeing those meatier strategy games for review. Sweet! All right, Flaming Huron is in chat with us. Good to see you, Flaming Huron. One of our chat moderators has arrived. Gary Clarkson's in chat with us. Don't think I said, yeah, I did say hello to Gary. But I did not say hello to Philadelphia Piper. Good to see you, Philly Piper. Thanks for hanging out on a Thursday night. So, Gary says that his wife likes the exit games and play them because she and the kids like them. You know what? I like them. I think they're fun. I mean, it's a one and done kind of thing. I know a few people have said, oh, geez, those are, that's pretty pricey. Because even like the smaller ones tend to be around $20. And people are like, oh, I don't know. It's 2 or 3 hours, $20, and then you're done with it. It's like, yeah, but consider yourself taking, a family of 4 to the movies, going and seeing something that's like, meh. Hell of a lot less than $20 I should say, it's a hell of a lot more than $20. You'd be happy to only be spending $20 on that. Clint Gibson says they have not given exit games a chance yet. They're unsure about buying a one and done. I would understand that as well. What I would probably say is if you are going to check out the line of exit games, and there are a lot of them, I would look for like a 3 out of 5. You don't want the super easy ones because then you'll be like, yeah, we got through that pretty quick. Go with a 3 out of 5. I think that complexity level is pretty good because a lot of times, at least from my experience playing some of these exit games, some of the stuff is a little outside the box as far as you're thinking. More outside the box than, say, if you were playing the old point and click kind of adventures, like the old Sierra adventures and things like that, the LucasArts games. So, Kabuki Kid is joining us in chat. Double K's in the house. Good to see you, Kabuki Kid. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's move on to our next news piece because coming soon from Road to Infamy Games. Isn't that a weird name for a game company? We're on the road to infamy. This is a game that will live in infamy. Anyway, coming soon from Road to Infamy Games is Canvas. Here's what I know. In Canvas, you play as a painter competing in an art competition. Players will collect art cards, layering 3 of them together to create their own unique painting. Each card contains a piece of artwork as well as a set of icons used during scoring. Icons will be revealed or hidden based on the way players choose to layer the cards, making for an exciting puzzle. Paintings are scored based on a set of scoring cards, which will change each game. Once players have created and scored 3 paintings, the game ends. On your turn, you may take an art card or make a painting. Art cards are selected from a row of cards in the center of play. Each of these cards has a cost associated with their position. After selecting an art card, you must pay its cost by placing an inspiration token on each of the cards to its left. If you do not have enough inspiration tokens, you may not select that card. Any tokens on the card you selected are kept for future turns. The far left card costs no inspiration tokens to take. If you have 3 or more art cards, you may choose to make a painting. Select 3 of your art cards, arrange them in any order, and then score them by comparing the visible icons on your painting to the scoring conditions. Once again, once all players have made 3 paintings, the game ends, and the player with the most points wins. Canvas is for 1 to 5 players, ages 14 and up, plays in around 30 minutes. It's going to carry an MSRP of $35 when it arrives next month. I heard that these cards are actually transparent. They have transparencies to them. We have seen some games that are like that, of course, but this sounds very unique, very interesting. And I have to point out, Road to Infamy Games, they are out of Chicago. So they're actually local to me. So pretty sweet. This would be something I would be intrigued to check out. Most definitely. All right. So it's Thursday. So that means we've got another free PC game over at the Epic Games Store. This week brings Halcyon 6 Starbase Commander Lightspeed Edition from Massive Damage Inc. Share the details. A retro space strategy RPG with base building, deep tactical combat, crew management, and emergent storytelling. On the edge of Terran space lies Halcyon 6, a derelict starbase left behind by a mysterious precursor race. Babylon 5, did you say? Oh, I'm sorry. Halcyon 6. Your mission is to reclaim the derelict station and rebuild it. A mysterious alien force is making a beeline toward Earth. And this starbase is the best chance for the new Terran Federation to establish new alliances, research new technologies, and otherwise figure out a way to stop the impending invasion. Game features base building. Spend resources to build station facilities to enhance your production and technological capabilities, or build ships to help you control more territory. There's exploration. Assign your fleets to nearby star clusters where they can handle emerging enemy threats, do missions for alien factions, or secure bonus resources. There's crew management. Assign crew to station facilities to greatly improve their output efficiency, or to ships where they can contribute in unique ways to combat missions and events. Includes deep tactical combat. Fight tactical ship or ground battles to resolve hostile events, create a foothold in the sector, and ultimately defeat the enemy mothership. There's also story events based on game criteria like rooms built, alien diplomacy scores, or officer traits/skills. Game will produce story events, often with multiple choice outcomes that can lead to combat, time-related applied bonuses or negatives, officer attribute changes, or any number of crazy in-game stories. Of course, this game has been out for a while, but let's take a peek at the launch video, shall we? You can score Halcyon 6 Starbase Commander Lightspeed Edition. Say that 5 times fast. Absolutely free over at the Epic Games Store through 10 a.m. Central Time, February 18th. Thank goodness we've got the 16-bit art. Thank goodness. Oh, my goodness. I love it so much. Heavy sarcasm. Actually, this game looks kind of cool, though. So I have not checked it out. So here's the weird thing, right? So there's a few of these kind of, what is one of them? Was it Shortest Trip to Earth, I think it's called, if I remember correctly. That one's kind of got graphics like this. I have a blast with it. It's kind of a roguelike. I think that's pretty cool. There's another one gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's actually pretty long and in-depth. Also roguelike. Also has artwork kind of like this. Actually, it's not as cartoonish, but it's still like 16-bit. And I like that one too. I think the 16-bit, 8-bit and 16-bit graphics, I'm not a big fan of are for like action games, platforming games, role-playing games, and so forth. So I see Von Deacon is in chat with us, as well as Doug Roberts. Oh, so Doug says they're here. We can get started. All right. There we go. Let's jump back to the beginning of the news because Doug has arrived. Boy, used to be like, hey, I think this is Doug Roberts' first visit here. And now it's like, sure hope this is Doug Roberts' last visit here. I'm just joking. Just kidding. All right, so we had some big Kickstarter news today. Oh, yes. Because launching earlier today on Kickstarter was the hotly anticipated second edition of the One Ring role-playing game from Free League Publishing. I've got the scoop. This is the Master Ring, the One Ring to rule them all. The One Ring is a role-playing game based on The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, two extraordinary works of fiction by the beloved author and respected academic. Now, I have no idea why they say this. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien. Why wouldn't they just say J.R.R. Tolkien? That's weird. Published in partnership with Sophisticated Games. First released in 2011, its award-winning design was hailed as the best attempt at bringing Middle-earth to the gaming table to date, thanks to its thematic rules and painstaking attention to detail. I would take issue with that, but we can talk about that after we finish up the news piece. For 10 years, players of the game have traveled far and wide across Middle-earth, adventuring for multiple decades of game time. Today, it is time to enter a new era. This new edition of the One Ring brings players further into the twilight of the Third Age with a new hardbound volume, presenting a set of updated and streamlined rules developed thanks to years of players' feedback and raising the game to the standards of quality that have been made Free League so popular. A new setting to experience, the lone lands of Eredor in the year 2965 of the Third Age. This is a vast land that once saw the glory of the North Kingdom of the Dunedain. A complete visual redesign of art and graphics, offering a view of Middle-earth that is fresh and familiar at the same time. In the One Ring, players create individuals who led an ordinary life until something made them realize that they were simply pretending, that shadows weren't growing nearer and nearer every year. They're not soldiers or mercenaries, nor are they subtle wizards trying to weave the threads spun by fate. They are adventurous souls representing the various free peoples opposing the return of the shadow. The core gameplay of the One Ring revolves around two alternate phases, the adventuring phase and the fellowship phase. This structure follows the deeds of the players not only geographically, as they explore the land in pursuit of their goals, but also chronologically, as time passes and the twilight of the Third Age unfolds. Wouldn't that be unfolds? Unfolds. The One Ring is set in the twilight of the Third Age, a time frame comprising the events narrated in The Hobbit and the start of The Lord of the Rings. Encompassing more than 6 decades, this period is ushered in when Bilbo the Hobbit, Bilbo Baggins, I must say, finds the ruling ring and culminates with the war fought by the free peoples against the Dark Lord Sauron, and, of course, the destruction of the ring. The year is 2965 of the Third Age, and the players create a company of heroes, hobbits, dwarves, elves, and men seeking adventure in the lone lands of Eredor. It is a desolate country, a vast land that once saw the glory of the North Kingdom, the Men of the West. Here, many wars were fought, and countless ruins dot its landscape. Shadows move along its paths, and not All of them belong to the living. It is here that the One Ring lies, a seed of the past that will one day lead the world to open war against the returning shadow. This edition of the One Ring moves the focus of the game to the lands of Old Arnor with a full description of the town of Bree and the surrounding areas, including famous locales like Weathertop, Fornost, and Animinius. That I am not familiar with. Anuminas? It's not ringing a bell. Providing the players with a new starting point for their adventures. The enemy is moving, and smoke issues once more from Mount Doom in the land of Mordor. There is a Kickstarter video, but if I play it with the audio, I will get a copyright flag. Violate copyright, so I am not going to play the audio. I will provide my own soundtrack to the video. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. Bum bum. Bum bum. Dun dun. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to sit there through the whole video carrying on like that. No, I shall not. All right, so we're taking a peek here. We are going to see mainly the artwork, as Flaming Heron has pointed out here in chat. The video attached to the Kickstarter is fine, but I assumed one showing more of what the game had on offer. At least they gave a few details on the Kickstarter page. Yes, we're gonna talk. Should we talk a little bit about this after the news? We only have one more news piece after this, and I think we'll devote a little bit of time to the One Ring Kickstarter. I am not going to be busting Freely Publishing's chops or anything, but there are some things that I find kind of strange. And yes, Flaming Heron is correct. That was the music from Conan the Barbarian. All right, so that is it for our video. It wasn't a very long video either. So this Kickstarter project launched today, and it funded in 4 minutes. And it was just rocking out when I last looked at it early this afternoon. You can reserve a copy of the core rules, the starter set. Yes, this is going to have a starter set. And unlocked stretch goals for a $36 pledge. The physical items, all of those. I mean, there's all different pledge levels. But if you want the physical hardcover core rulebook, the box starter set, of course, stretch goals, it's a $96 pledge. This is through March 14th. Expected delivery is this November. So, interesting. Clint Gibson saying the greatest music ever is from Conan the Barbarian. I remember seeing that when I was in high school, and we were like, oh my God, this is awesome. The movie still holds up pretty well. I introduced it to my nephew Cameron back when he was, I think, about 13 or 14. He liked it. He thought it was pretty cool. Bum bum. Back in, what is it? Start off with, it's like, back in the time before Atlantis fell under the sea. Mako doing the voiceover. Like what? It's like, what the hell is he even saying? All right, so Grade A says they've backed this. There was a Q&A earlier today. They should be breaking about $600,000. They've got 5,000 backers. And let's see what else. Grade A mentions that it doubled the Pathfinder for Savage Worlds Kickstarter campaign in less than 12 hours as far as money and pledged numbers. I'm sure when this comes out, I'll get to look at it. I'm sure we will be diving in and doing a review. Well, we'll talk a little bit about this once I finish up the news, because there are some things that I thought was, I don't know, kind of interesting. I'm curious about, basically. We'll talk about it. All right, now available from Onyx Path Publishing is Tales of Aquatic Terror. Ah, I'm scared. I've got the scary details. Tales of Aquatic Terror is a book of playable stories for They Came from Beneath the Sea, containing 4 adventures of varying length and complexity, ready for play straight from the pages. As with the stories in They Came from Beneath the Sea, these tales of terror can be played in the mode of farce, horror, or anything in between. This book contains options for terror far at sea, frights at the beach, and deep conspiracies in 1950s American society, which isn't as pure as it would have us to believe. Oh, God, no, it wasn't. Each of these stories is fit to be played as one-shots or as parts of longer stories. They came from beneath the seas. I should say sea, singular, not plural. Uses the story path system. Tales of Aquatic Terror includes a story of frightening disappearances in the coastal resort of Warm Rock, California. Only the protagonist can solve the mystery and stop people from vanishing. Well, they're like having a beach blanket bingo. Woohoo, yeah. There's a tale of horror at sea as a pleasure yacht finds itself caught between iguanoids, a U-boat, and the U.S. Navy, with the yacht's passengers forced to take action to survive their vacation. That's what happened in real life to the minnow. There's also a mystery in Portland, Maine, where the prefecture of the pod engineer a conspiracy to take control of an important government official, and only the player characters can stop them. There's also a journey of aquatic menace as the passengers of the Rosemary luxury cruise liner. So we're talking about like Rosemary, who was on the Dick Van Dyke show. Yeah, Rosemary! It's my luxury cruise liner! Anyway, those passengers encounter a plethora of threats on what is supposed to be the transatlantic journey of a lifetime. Playable characters are provided throughout the book, immediately available to use or adapt to your own stories. This 69-page Tales of Aquatic Terror is available as a softcover with the PDF over at DriveThruRPG for $14.99, or you can grab just the PDF alone for $6.99. Sammy reviewed They Came from Beneath the Sea and really liked it. She really thought it was pretty good. So I have not looked at it. I have not checked it out. But I thought, might as well share this. This is brand new. This has just come out, and it is in print and PDF. Of course, whenever I'm talking about DriveThruRPG, don't forget, the Gaming Gang, thus the Dispatch, are affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to visit, say, DriveThruRPG, please swing by the... God, I need a sip. I can't believe I actually went through all of that without messing stuff up. What, once? I messed up one thing? Man, my reading skills are like on target tonight. Anyway, if you are going to visit DriveThruRPG, please stop by thegaminggang.com. I don't know, kind of like that website I run. Duh. Click on one of our banner ads, and that way, if you happen to make a purchase, I get a little portion of that sale. And all those nickels, dimes, and quotas really do help keep the Gaming Gang around. All right, so let's jump back. There was a question popped up asking if I had played Dwellings of Eldervale from Breaking Games yet. I have not. My reviews have really, this COVID has been, obviously is just, yeah, just horrifying. But there have been some scares that have shut down some people. I have been having a hard time getting more than 2 people together, including me. So I have not yet. I haven't played it enough to review it. That is what I'm trying to say. I have checked it out, but I have not, because I got to play it 3 times before I do a review. So, sorry, but it'll be out as soon as it's going to be a positive review. I can give you that hint. All right. So, let's jump back in. So there were a few other things. I do see that Board Game Grant has joined us again in chat. Good to see you. Thanks for swinging in. Those of you who are not familiar, Board Game Grant has her own YouTube channel with videos, board gaming videos, obviously enough, right? So here's a question. Very rarely do I really ask questions of people in chat, right? But I do have a question for Board Game Grant. Do you appear on camera? Kind of curious. Just have to ask. Got to be honest, I don't really ever have time to look into other people's channels, really. So, alrighty. So Von Deacon's talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon, starring Brooke Shields and Lon Chaney Jr. That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be weird? So, I think Kabuki Kid and Board Game Grant have some sort of connection here. I see. All right, so we are going to talk about that Kickstarter. That's it for the news. Pretty quick zip through. So Board Game Grant says, I just put up my first on-camera video minutes ago. Okay, because, and this, once again, this is inside baseball, folks. So don't. Everybody else is like, I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't care about this. But I know I had seen that Board Game Grant had posted on Twitter saying, oh, wish I had more subscribers, more traction going on. Because I believe she's got a good number of videos. Board Game Grant, or should I don't want to say BGG, because then people will be like, Board Game Geek, I don't see Board Game Geek in chat. I don't I don't get this. Anyway, so one of the things I was going to say, and trust me, I got a face for radio. I do believe that more people will tune in for videos when the host is at least on camera at some point. They don't have to be on for a long time. Sorry, I'm grabbing some Diet Coke. But I think that's kind of how it works. I got to be honest, you'll notice when this video is done being processed and everything, I'm playing around with some new thumbnails. I don't want my thumbnails to be like everybody else's dumbass thumbnails. You know what I mean? Where they've got like, it's like, get out of here. It's like, slap. Flaming Heron says he has a subscriber and has no videos. That's something else I find. I tend to get negative comments or weird spammy comments, but I tend to get negative comments from people who have like no videos. They don't even have like a little image, and they have like one subscriber. It's like, okay. So Kabuki Kid says Board Game Grant is a pal, a friend. And Board Game Grant mentions, I'll just say Gran. Kabuki is a sister from another mister. Womp womp. So wanted to, don't worry, we're going to talk about the Kickstarter. Don't worry. I want to make sure that I, cover some of the bases here. I want to make sure I cover. Plus, we'll go a little longer tonight because, no show tomorrow. I'm off Monday. I should probably mention that again because I know a lot of folks haven't popped in. Kabuki Kid says goofy thumbnails are their own clickbait. Yeah, I know. And what is that? What is that guy? And he opened like a burger chain or something. Forget the he. And I know nothing about him because I don't. Like I said, I don't watch. I don't sit there and watch PewDiePie or any of these influencers or whatever. But I know this guy's got like billions of subscribers. But he always has this like really stupid look on his face. And it's like, yeah, okay. But I mean, he does a lot of charity stuff, but it's like, come on, nobody walks around all day like, yeah, having so much fun. Flaming Heron says thumbnails are their own form of advertisements. Yeah, like I said, I'm playing around with it a little bit. So I get this package today from the fine folks over at Worthington Publishing. No, it is not Luke Paul. Yes. There's this dude, he like pokes dead people. It's like it's weird. No. Not him. Mr. Isn't it Mr. Beast? Isn't that like somebody? That's who it is, Mr. Beast. And it's like, yeah, looking at him, he's like, yeah, you're a real beast, dude. Meh. Anyway, but he always has his like goofy kind of look, and that's what people click on. I don't know if they're clicking on like, what the hell is going on with this person? Oh, I thought maybe I thought they were undergoing some electric shock or something. Guess not. Anyway, so I get this package from Worthington Publishing, including 1944 Battle of the Bulge. Yes, I know. I'm always ripping on companies where it's like, yeah, that's all we need. Another Battle of the Bulge game. Low complexity, though. It's a solid. Yeah, it's also low. So this box has some heft to it, too. Another game was in the box, which is pretty funny because I had just been thinking about this game the other day. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of curious about this. Cowboys 2. So there's nothing really on the back except image of a stagecoach. But I believe this is a tactical man-on-man combat, sort of mano a mano. And there's actually the little Kickstarter extra scenarios and an extra board. So I think one of these I think this is supposed to be maybe the gunfight at the OK Corral. Then we got a Boot Hill here. So I thought that was very cool. And then finally, I got the deluxe edition of In Magnificent Style, designed by my good friend, Herman Letman. So very, very cool. I am looking forward to checking this out because I reviewed the original. So I will, it is a solitaire game. I will try to see what's going on with that. Maybe I'll actually get it to bust it open this weekend. So Flaming Heron is saying that they're having some issues with the stream. Well, we have not dropped. I can tell you that. We do have some drop frames, but not a ton. So we may have had a hiccup, but we didn't drop yet. Hasn't dropped yet. All right. Anyway, so I did want to share that. So I was like, very cool. Sweet. So folks are having some lag. It looks like maybe some buffering issues with the stream. Once again, sometimes it is just a YouTube thing. So yeah, I'm double checking here. We are still looking at, we got the same number of drop frames. So like I said, we may have had a little bit of a hiccup. So there were a few comments about they like the dice tumbler. This was from Wizards of the Coast. This was part of the huge box. And if you watch all the time, you know how big the box was. Actually, kind of stupidly big because they didn't need a box that big for what they sent. But that was one of the items in it, which I thought was very cool. Very cool. Liked it. It was actually a very nice gift box for the holidays that Wizards of the Coast sent along because, they don't have to do anything. In fact, they're the only company I know of that, Paizo sends a holiday card with like a discount code. But I don't know. Yeah. So Clint says, yeah, the show drop-in was a once-a-night trend. Fingers crossed, we have not had it happen in a couple of nights. So I don't know. I have no idea. All right, so let's talk about the One Ring second edition Kickstarter from my friends over at Free League Publishing. And yes, I can call them my friends at Free League because they're pretty good to me. I mean, they take care of me. My contact, their PR contact, hopefully she sticks around again because she was gone for a while. And I didn't see anything from Free League. I didn't even see news from Free League. But she's back, and it's basically, she's always emailing me saying, hey, is there anything you want to take a look at? So we should have some Symborum releases on its way. I will have a review of the second Coriolis adventure very soon. So I was a little surprised to see Free League go with a Kickstarter for the One Ring second edition. I was actually very surprised when I got the news about it a couple of days ago. It was back on Tuesday. I was like, do they really need to go to Kickstarter for this? So obviously what they're doing is they're just using Kickstarter as order fulfillment. I mean, that's really it. They're looking at, all right, how much of this are we going to produce in our first print run and see what they can take care of. So right there, I was like, wow, I'm kind of surprised. Other thing I'm surprised about is that it's not going to be available till November. And I guess they're talking about they might have like a preview PDF available in August. I thought this game was done. This is what I kind of don't get. I thought the game was done. I thought it was designed. In fact, if you watch my interview with Dennis Detwiller from yesterday, which I got up this morning, it was posted this morning. He's a big fan of the One Ring, and he was talking about how he's friends with Francesco Nepatello. I think that's the last name. And how he might be able to actually get a copy of it in, digitally from him, way ahead of everybody else, kind of like professional courtesy kind of thing. So the thing I was trying to figure out is for Cubicle 7, I highly doubt, there you go. Grade A says there were no changes being made. So Flaming Heron brings up the exact point that I'm kind of curious about, although Flaming Heron says they're interested to hear how much of what Cubicle 7 put into it makes an appearance in the new edition. Well, we know the artwork's not going to be the same. So, but the funny thing is, if they had stayed, if the license had stayed with Cubicle 7, the artwork wasn't going to be the same anymore anyway, because John Hodgson, who did a lot of the artwork for the One Ring, as well as some of the Adventures in Middle Earth, he left. He kind of branched off on his own. So, I'm sorry. A Grade A says, no, there were changes being made. I don't think there's a lot, though. I don't think there's a ton. Because, number one, I don't think there's a ton of changes based on the original. I don't think it's like vastly different, because they're already talking about anything that was released for the previous edition can easily be used with just a few tweaks. So, yes, it is a different setting. It's a different area. It's a different time period. I don't honestly think that we are going to see like massive mechanical changes in the game. Like I said, I'm curious. It's sort of like, what have they been doing? Because like I said, this was done. This was almost on its way to the printers for Cubicle 7 when they lost the license. And they couldn't come to an agreement on, the next renegotiated whatever, an additional so many years to produce content. So, I don't know. I got to be honest. I really do not know. So one of the things that I kind of noticed in the sort of Kickstarter info is they talk about just how well regarded the One Ring is. And that's true. But they kind of imply that it's really well regarded as far as its rules mechanics, which isn't really true. I know there are a lot of people, myself included, when I reviewed the first edition when it came out, I thought mechanically it was kind of weak. But I mean, I get it. It's not supposed to be a crunchy system. They want to bring, as many people into the role-playing game fold with it. Completely understand. But mechanically, I don't think it's a fantastic system. I don't think mechanically players feel like they're being transported into Middle Earth. It's the setting info, all the fluff, all the background, and that is fantastic. If it's anywhere near what Cubicle 7 did, this is going to be awesome. But I just find it really weird because it went over to Free League about a year ago, wasn't it? Maybe even longer than a year ago that Free League Publishing announced that they were now going to have the license for role-playing games based on J.R.R. Tolkien's work. I don't know. Once again, I am not trying to dissuade anybody from backing this. And it's Free League Publishing. Very rarely do we ever run across anything from Free League that isn't excellent. Only thing that I've had a review that I was like, was the Tales from the Loop starter set. I just didn't think you were getting value for the money. Everything else has been fantastic. It's been really, really good. So I'm sure that this is going to be excellent. It just seems odd. I don't know. I'm just wondering, what they've been sitting on their hands or something? I don't get it. Maybe they're just sitting there thinking, hey, let's wait until we're maybe getting over the hump of this COVID thing and then roll out the Kickstarter. I don't know. So, Grade A says, no major changes, but changes to approaching it and with classes and some dice mechanics are different. They said it was being heavily playtested to make it better, his quotes, according to Free League, and they wanted a starter set for it. Yes, that is one of the aspects of it as well, is it's going to have a starter set. You can pre-order the starter set as well as part of the Kickstarter. So I'm not sure what they're looking at as far as, and a Grade A obviously watched the live video earlier today. So, and they're saying the 5e version and Adventures in Middle Earth toward the end of the year. So will they get to use Adventures in Middle Earth? I don't know. I thought that was a Cubicle 7 thing. Don't be talking bad about my pals over at Cubicle 7. I know you're not. Kind of weird. But Grade A says, yeah, one thing at a time. Oh, yeah, I completely get. You want to make sure you get your core game out. Get your core game out. Get your starter set out. And then you can start looking at, okay, let's port some of this stuff over to 5e like Cubicle 7 did. And, I mean, Cubicle 7, that was like printing money for them, the Lord of the Rings stuff. That was their big seller, was the Lord of the Rings stuff. And they did pretty well with Doctor Who, but Doctor Who is kind of tough. They don't really release adventures. They just release the Doctor source books, which are really cool. They're really excellent. Clint Gibson says, I love Tales from the Loop, and I got you guys to thank for opening it up to me. Fits the shows I love, like Monster Squad and Stranger Things. So, yeah, I think Tales from the Loop is a fun system, especially if you're going to play one-shots, short campaigns. I think it's really, really nicely done. Where I think it really falls short is if you wanted to run a long campaign. Then I don't think it's not really built for that. But that's okay. That's fine. But yeah, Tales from the Loop is very cool. I think Tales from the Loop was really the first game from Free League that my review of it got me more on board, as far as they were like, oh, hey, I guess this guy's serious. Flaming Heron says the Doctor Who source books are just good for their information. Yes, they certainly are. I wish I had more of them. I only have the Tom Baker book. Although I know Dom over at Cubicle 7, if I had asked him at any of the Gen Cons, he'd have been like, yeah, just grab them. But I feel weird doing that. But yeah, there have been times with Cubicle 7 where Dominic McDowell was just like, yeah, whatever you want to take, go ahead. Just make sure let let TS know or let him know. It's kind of funny. Grade A says they have all the original Doctor Who box set on their shelf. Never played it, read all the books. Yeah, I got to be honest. I thought that was mechanically another game that was a little too soft, a little softer on the edges in some respects. It's been a long time, but I also reviewed the first edition that came out. I do know they did some tweaks as far as the later editions. All right. Anything else cooking in chat we should cover before we roll on out? All righty. So, once again, let's talk about the contests. Yeah, I know, because it takes like 10 minutes to get through all the contest stuff. I'll try to do it as fast as I can. So, I've got 5 contests going on for February. Very little interest in any of them, but let's see what we can do. So, the first contest, it's super easy to win. There is like nothing. There's no like, well, I gotta have 1 million subscribers. Nope. I have Nidavellir, which is from Gree Games and Hachette Games. It is coming to stores in April. You can win this brand new in shrink copy. All you got to do, check out the video, my video review. I will tell you how you can get your hands on it, how you can win. All right, so let me explain how the Twitter contests work. If I hit a certain number of followers, there is a specific tweet as part of my feed. I have been sharing it. I'll share it again tomorrow. If I hit a certain number of followers, you have to be a follower. You have to like that tweet. You have to quote that retweet. So basically, you're retweeting it, but you're quoting it. And in that, you have to tag a friend. So if I can hit 4,000 followers on Twitter, and I'm not that far away, I'm like 250 something, I'm giving away 3 copies of the core book in PDF of Warhammer 40K Wrath and Glory from my friends over at Cubicle 7 Entertainment. And one winner will actually get this brand new copy, which I've said this before. I didn't even realize this was not out in the US. This is the revised copy. Anyway, so we've got that. The YouTube contests are essentially, I just need to hit a certain number of subscribers. To be in the running, you have to be a subscriber and comment on any video by the end of the month. All of these contests run through the end of the month. Any of the contests that we activate, I will announce the winners on March 1st, which is a Monday show. All right. So speaking of YouTube, if I'm able to hit 7,500 subscribers, I will not be giving away this hardcover edition of Basic Fantasy. No. I'll be actually giving away all 13 books to a lucky winner. Everything that's available in print from Amazon for Basic Fantasy. It is the soft cover of the core rulebook. In fact, all of these are soft covers. Once again, got to hit 7,500 subscribers, and that's by the end of the month. And to get in the running, just have to, I would prefer if you'd like a video, give it a thumbs up. But you do have to be a subscriber, and you do have to comment on any video before the end of the month. And I know some people are kind of curious, well, how would you know if I commented on the video? For one, you don't have to say, hey, I'm commenting, so I'm in the running for the Basic Fantasy. You don't. Any comment counts. And of course, on the back end of YouTube, I see the comments and when they come in. So all I got to do is go right down the list, and I know exactly who is in the running. All right. So if I can hit some, oh, wait a second. Did I say I meant 4,000 subscribers on YouTube? What the hell was I talking about? 7,500. So that's what happens when I don't jot this stuff down. Anyway, if I can hit 7,500 followers on Twitter, because the first contest is for 7,000, I can hit 7,500, I will be giving away one copy of the standard art cover edition of Dungeons and Dragons Candlekeep Mysteries to a lucky winner. If we hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, that's when I will give away the alternate art to a winner here. So, all right. So those are the contests going on. So, Great Ace talking about the old FASA Doctor Who. Yes, I remember that role-playing game. I had it. I had that one. God, I sit here all the time. I'm like, oh man, I wish I had all that stuff that I had in high school and in my early 20s, mid 20s. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, I had so much Call of Cthulhu stuff. I had everything from Chaosium that had come out for Call of Cthulhu. Everything. So, Kabuki Kid says, yes, 5 at once. So Great A says, yes, 3.93K subs. Flaming Heron's like, what's going on with that sub counter? And Board Game Grant says that old social media trick, eh? I'm not sure what social media trick that would be. Anyway. So, yeah, with the subs, it's weird. One day, for an example, I think right now it's 3,936 or 7. So what'll happen is one day I'll take a look and I'll have 3 fewer subscribers. It's always 3 fewer subscribers. And then the next day I'll have 5 new subscribers. A few days goes on. It's always I'll lose 3, and then a few days, 1 or 2 days later, I'm suddenly up 3 plus something else. I don't know. I have no idea. I got to be honest. It's gotten to the point where it's it seems like the numbers of subscribers, followers has just stagnated. It really has. And, hey, Board Game Grant could, can attest to this. I mean, it's just, it was funny. I was on YouTube earlier doing something, and I saw it was like some channel and board gaming related, and that had popped up, and I was like, who is that? I've never heard of that. And of course, once again, it's got that stupid ass thumbnail where they're like, and part of the thing is, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but straight men over the age of 40 are kind of getting our asses kicked for no reason in this hobby right now. Anyway, so I was like, who the hell is this guy? So I went, took a peek. Just really, really poor quality video and audio. And I look and they've got 44,000 subscribers. And they've been around for what it looked like, maybe like 3 or 4 months. I was like, what? I was like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Board Game Grant says they've still got their first edition of Call of Cthulhu. We always call it C of C. I know everybody else abbreviates it COC. So yes, Board Game Grant says it's frustrating. Yeah, well, I was talking to Elliot Miller, my best friend today, and I said, if it wasn't for doing this, doing the videos, stuff like that, doing the live streams, I'd probably go out of my mind. I probably would during COVID. It's just crazy. Flaming Heron says YouTube's trying to push people out. I think YouTube is trying to push people out that YouTube can't make any money off of. I think that's basically what's going on. I don't think YouTube has, and YouTube will share stuff in the back end, the creator back end that we're in. And it always seems to me that they're always like taking away features that actually helped you. It's like, oh, great. But they'll always have videos where it's like, oh yeah, we're trying to, it's for the small streamers and things like that. Oh, here's some tips and tricks and blah, blah, blah. Let's be honest. YouTube doesn't care about the small streamer because they're not going to make any money off of them. If you're not monetized, give a shit. They don't. If you are monetized, they probably don't give a shit unless you're somebody like the PewDiePies out there. Then when you start, spouting like neo-Nazi nonsense, YouTube gets upset because now you're messing with their money. So Clint Gibson says unboxing minis gets me to some bad channels, but I just want to see the new minis. Hey, I'm right with you. I'm right with you on that. Yeah, I'm not handsome enough. I'm not gay enough. I'm not young enough. My hair is not fake gray, right? It's not purple. It's not green. So Board Game Grant says, yeah, I'm not monetized. I have no interest in it. Well, you got to have so many subscribers and you got to have so much traffic to your videos before you can even be monetized. I didn't bother. I still don't really care about the monetization, to be honest, because it's not that much. It's all of, what did I average last year? $80 a month, maybe. All depends. I mean, if I get a D&D book, a brand new D&D book comes out, usually that month my monetization is over 100. Sometimes it's $200. If nothing really exciting is popping, yeah, it might be 50, 60 bucks. Yes, here we go. Double K. We were talking about now, Elliot and I were talking about this before. So TGG is a drama-free zone. I don't know. Sometimes I don't sit here going, hey, everybody, every game is wonderful. I love every publisher. They're all fantastic. Every gamer is fantastic. No, not that. I'm not here to bullshit you. So So Kabuki Kid says, love how Gina Carano, I think that's how it's pronounced, compared Jews in World War II to Republicans. That was yesterday, actually, that she said that. Kabuki Kid's mentioning she said it today. And that cost her job. Yes, that cost her job with Disney. Disney was like, yeah, that's it. They're done. So if you follow me on Twitter, and I know some of you have already commented that Twitter just ain't your thing, and I'm right with you. Because I mean, it's like a cesspool. Not sometimes. Plus, you click on something that's trending, and you're like, I still don't know why this is trending. Like like the Minecraft server that some streamers are on are like such a big deal, and I was like, really? Be like, oh, Dream is doing this. Dream is joining this server, and it's like, what? I don't know. So, yes. So basically, Gina Carano said that being a Republican nowadays is like being a Jew during the Holocaust. Man. Like, so Ellie and I are talking about this today. And I said, the only time you should ever bring up the Holocaust is when you want to say, man, that was a really, really terrible thing. Don't compare anything to the Holocaust. Don't compare stuff to people to Hitler. Just stay the hell away from all that stuff. Yeah. Boy, I mean, it was, it was not her first shot across the bow. I mean, she had shot off her mouth before, and she had liked some like bizarre right-wing neo-Nazi stuff on her, Twitter feed and stuff. So anyway, once again, I shared this this little cartoon about if people don't want to hear what you've got to say and you get thrown off of a social media outlet or you lose your job because of something you said, your freedom of speech is not being violated. So anyway, Kabuki Kid says, dumb move. She had a comfy gig there. So Flaming Heron says, I don't know, sort of like Gina Carano. Seems like she was one of the better people attached to the Star Wars IP. Yeah, there's supposed to be a lot of infighting going on. I don't know. So let's see. Board Game Grant says Gina Carano is a Muppet. What a ridiculous thing to say. Yes, completely agree. Kabuki Kid says, liked your character, not her. Actually, I didn't think your character was that fantastic. I was like, eh. As as a guest on The Mandalorian, yeah, that's fine. I don't know if I wanted to watch a weekly show. I think we're gonna see some of these Star Wars shows come out, and we're gonna hit that. We're gonna kind of go over the edge. We're gonna finally hit the okay. That's enough Star Wars. Yep, I think so. I think we're gonna hit that because some of the shows that they've got. I mean, now the High Republic sounds kind of cool, but supposedly there's like these two camps for Star Wars right now. There's the Catherine Kennedy camp, and then there's the Jon Favreau camp. And I guess Disney is all in the Jon Favreau camp. So Clint Gibson says, I like Gina. It's been a witch hunt for 6 months since she wouldn't put pronouns in her bio. And she kept, no. Whatever, Clint. I mean, you can like her, but when you sit there and you're comparing yourself is basically what it is to someone persecuted in the Holocaust. That's ridiculous. Anyway, Doug Roberts says, people are way too sensitive today. If they knew the things I went through as a kid growing up, their heads would fall off. I agree with that as well. I got to be honest. I think people are just way, way too invested in other people. They have no idea who they are. No idea who they are. I don't give a shit about celebrities. I mean, sure, I'm interested in, hey, Somebody's going to be in a new movie. Somebody's going to be in a new show. Great. Oh, that's awesome. I'm not into the People magazine kind of nonsense. I don't care. I don't like, I don't base my life off of celebrities. It's not, I don't have any role models out there in the entertainment industry. So I don't know. Well, what can I tell you? Anyway, but yeah, I think people get way too upset. And I take things way too personally too. But yeah, the whole comparing yourself to 6 million Jews who were, I guess she's comparing herself to maybe Jewish people who survived the Holocaust. I would hope that's what she's trying to say. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be nice if we had politics that were everything wasn't just completely insane all the time. So Kabuki Kid says social media made it easier for celebs to piss people off, and vice versa. Because I mean, there are a lot of celebrities out there who just take crap for no reason. Just I know the mean tweets on Jimmy Kimmel are probably fake, but yeah, there are a lot of them are just hounded for no reason whatsoever. All right, that is it for tonight's show. Hopefully everybody enjoys their Valentine's Day on Sunday. If you're celebrating, if you're getting together with people, you're hanging out. Hopefully you're, can do it responsibly with, a mask. But enjoy your Valentine's Day. I hope you also enjoy President's Day on Monday if you're here in the U.S. I will not have a show on Monday. Once again, just going to point that out. So 3 shows next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. Because it'll not only let you know when the Dispatch airs live Monday through Thursday nights, usually, here on YouTube. Also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my recent review of Crystal Palace from Capstone Games. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever day it happens to be. Hope you're enjoying it. Those of you who watched live, thank you very much once again for spending time keeping me company. So I'm not just blabbering away to the camera, middle of nowhere, out into the ether. Do you know some folks out there don't have an opportunity to watch live? I appreciate anybody taking time out to watch this dingbat just ramble on, even if you're watching on Memorex. So I will be back next Tuesday. Everybody have a great weekend. Great Valentine's Day. Enjoy President's Day. And of course, as I wrap up all my videos during this never-ending pandemic, I certainly hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, if you haven't subscribed to the Gaming Gang channel yet, click right here. If you'd like to see the latest episode of the Gaming Gang Dispatch, click right up there. And if you want to trust YouTube's algorithm to give you something to watch, click right there. Once again, thanks so much for watching. And everybody, please wear a mask.